I'm looking forward to this one. This one I'm going to be talking about the golden moment pathway, which is what happens once the book is, read, or how do you go beyond the words, beyond the music, to bring this whole idea of golden moment into one's life. And it's sort of really asking about the philosophy of the book and then how to embody it. So that's the idea for today. And so what I'll do is I'll talk about that for a little bit. I'm going to do another reading from the book. I'm going to read a full chapter. I'm going to play some music for you, and then I'm going to talk you through some of the options that are available when it comes to the Golden Moment pre-order, and why now is an awesome time to order the book if you haven't already. And a couple of the special things I'm doing as part of the pre-order that I won't do once the book is out publicly. So, so if you are here live, please say hi in the chat. Just drop me a hello. I'll be monitoring the this webpage, but also the YouTube chat. So feel free to do that. I'm going to have to change over the network, the streaming network right now. So just, all right. So I think we're all good now. I think we're all good. So, all right. So that introduction is a song called We've Got the Numbers, which is song number 7 on the album and in the book. And I think I'm going to go straight into just doing a reading from the book, and then we'll go from there. So let me just check everything's working. Everything seems to be working. Just going to check this here. Make sure it's working. Make sure we're live. And then we'll get into it. Things are a little bit slow here today, I got to say, with the internet. So hopefully it kicks in. A little bit slow here today, I got to say, with the internet. There we go. Excellent. So let's do it. It would be great if I could show slides or something of this. I could hold it up and read it like this, so you can read it with me. But I don't think it's going to work properly. So here we go. So here's chapter 7. We've got the numbers. It was written in a friend's lounge room in Northcote, Melbourne. And this is one of my one-line drawings, which really just depicts that, we're in a network of people, and sometimes that we don't know we're in that network, or it's a silent network. And once we start broadcasting who we are and what we really think, then we can connect with like-minded people. So that's the idea of that little drawing there. All right, so here's part of the lyric from the song. You must see through the grand illusion that you are ruled by any person or force beyond you. That's really the main theme of this chapter. And it's a huge theme right now in Australia, with lots of protests and stuff going on, breaking through the illusion of sort of governmental control and mandates and authority and etc. So here we go. This chapter might go for like 10 minutes, so hope you got a nice drink and enjoy while I read this to you. From being the youngest of 3 boys in my family, I ended up spending quite a bit of time independently exploring the world while my older brothers did their older brother stuff. This left me with time on my hands and a world to explore. It made me curious to discover my own answers. I became accustomed to independently directing my own time and attention, and began questioning the authority of religion, government, teachers, and parents from a relatively young age. I started to see through the facade and noticed that people were blindly following along simply because it's what we do. Many years later, this all came to a head for me in a moment where the euphoric hysteria was at a fever pitch regarding the election of Barack Obama. There was so much to love about the guy, yet there were actions being taken behind the scenes that people were too mesmerized to see. I found it fascinating that even though he oversaw the ordering of more drone strikes in Iraq in his first term than his maligned predecessor George Bush ordered in his entire two-term presidency, there was not a peep. It was as if it was invisible, or simply did not matter, or must be happening under fully justified terms. The entire anti-war movement was defanged and disintegrated. The double standard, the groupthink, the hypocrisy, the malleable ethics, the complicit political party adherence, it drove me nuts. It really did, drove me nuts. I was very confused. It's like, what is going on with people? To be clear, this has nothing to do with politics or Barack Obama personally. It has to do with the madness of crowds and how we can be led to bad outcomes when there are no adults left in the room to point out how the magic trick and the ruse is being done before our very eyes. This unquestioning conformity has been around long enough for us to have the common saying, when in Rome, often without having to add, do as the Romans do. This common phrase explicitly expresses something we unconsciously are subject to. Copy those around you and be sure to fit in. It's dangerous not to. Another term for this behavior is tradition. Tradition is a weak reason to blindly continue doing something. This need to conform, trust authority, and go along to get along has worked at a basic level for our species for eons. So too has being terrified of grizzly bears and sharp-toothed tigers. It might have helped in small tribal enclaves and on the savannah 200,000 years ago, but it is outdated software that is not suited to function for millions of people under one rubric or governmental structure. Human beings are far more susceptible to control from outside forces than we realize. We are bombarded with messages of how to conform from an early age. It is an adaptation that helps us to survive. Children as young as 2 weeks old, that is tiny, 2 weeks old, display a behavior of mimicking those around them by clapping when others clap and also by laughing. This enables us to learn quickly by modeling what those around us do, with an implicit assumption that the herd knows what it's doing. How do we combat the pull of conformity? We have to know ourselves consciously. We need to be in contact with our deeper sense of moral and personal purpose. As the saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. When we are without our own personal guidance system, we are more susceptible to being manipulated. When we know who we are, how we best contribute to the world, and when we have the courage to express our true selves, we have a force field against authoritarianism, tyranny, and victimization. Think for yourself. This takes effort. The shortcut of doing what the Romans do is to save time, effort, cognitive load, and to get you through the day. It's not a recipe for personal fulfillment or freedom. It takes an honest pursuit of higher truths, even when they are uncomfortable or do not fit within your current paradigm. The alternative is that someone else will do your thinking for you, and it's unlikely that they have your best interests at heart. You can't think for yourself until you know yourself. In my attempt to shed light on this, I've attended a number of 10-day Vipassana silent meditation retreats and spent long stretches of time in nature alone and without distraction or entertainment. I've journaled consistently for 20 years and almost daily for the last 7 of those, as well as doing a daily reflection practice and many other things. This has given me numerous opportunities to make contact with my deeper needs. What will make for a fulfilling life what I would call, with the psychological Maslowian opposed to the spiritual connotation, my higher self. This is not a self-help book or talk, but if you're inclined to start this process, here's a suggestion. This week, go for an hour-long walk on your own in nature. Repeatedly ask yourself the question, why am I really here? Jot down your thoughts for 15 minutes, repeat weekly, see what happens. So with that example there, this is an exercise I often do when I'm working with artists and mentoring people. And it's something I've done myself. I essentially do that every 6 months. And it's something I'll be talking a lot more in the Golden Moment book club and actually going through that process over a couple of weeks. So we must be willing and able to reveal to ourselves uncomfortable truths. These will give you the impetus to make real positive change. This brings us to these 2 steps. Know thyself. Step 1. Step 2. Be thyself. Many have neither the time nor inclination to attempt step 1 of know thyself. Fewer still attempt step 2. Step 1 takes self-knowledge. Step 2 takes self-love. To enact changes, we must remind ourselves that we've got the numbers. We have the power. We don't need to petition politicians to cut pollution. We could reduce carbon emissions by 50% overnight if we chose to eat a plant-based diet. When we discover that doing those things are in all of our best interests, we could initiate the process of change immediately through our own personal choices and agency. Though this might sound simplistic, it forms the basis of all great human progress away from tyranny and toward freedom. It was the basis for the Montgomery bus boycott that had Rosa Parks arrested, which sparked the civil rights movement. It was the essence of what exploded the Berlin Wall into bits when enough Berliners came together in great numbers and overwhelmed any police or military presence that could have been mustered. Human advancement and evolution are awash with stories of independent thinking individuals collaborating with like-minded freedom seekers to make a change. To continue progressing and evolving as a species, we must individually take the time to know our true selves and advance boldly in expressing our true self in the world. We don't need to wait for our masters to make things better. They are flawed and few in number. Individually, they have no power. They hoodwink us by casting an illusion of authority. This is why authoritarian dictatorships collapse in an afternoon. When the spell is broken, the scales fall from their eyes and the people realize they have the numbers and they aren't going to wait around to take orders. The power structure reorders itself in the blink of an eye. One crucially important note to avoid any misinterpretation here. There is the human tendency to be drawn in and enthusiastically join the latest political and social movement, to vociferously and reflexively chant the latest slogan and self-righteously post the latest hashtag ad nauseum. Though it might sound like this is what I'm advocating, it is in fact precisely the opposite of what I'm suggesting. I have a special allergy to the madness of crowds. I'm an advocate of individual, conscious self-determination through exploration of an idea first, exploring all sides, deciding where I sit with it, and then aligning with those that want those same outcomes. I don't want to simply feel that I'm right. I want to get closer to the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. The truth shall set us free. Being shackled to a mindless crowd keeps us helplessly locked in. This might be a lofty ideal and a heavy lift for many people. I would point to the civil rights movement of the 1960s as a positive example of how changing the hearts and minds of millions stemmed from the expression of the right idea whose time had come. I predict that the causes we care about most would progress more quickly to a place where more people can flourish with less chaos if those who unconsciously decline to think it through were to dial down the volume, step aside, and allow honest, thoughtful, good faith debate and ideas to win the day. What does this look like in the real world? If we want to stop wars, we refuse to go. If we want to handle environmental calamity, we make new food choices. If we want to bring our art into the world, we don't ask for permission. There is no reason to wait for people in positions of power to give us the tick of approval. We can enact change today because we know ourselves. We know what kind of world we want, and we can embody what we must do. We've Got the Numbers emphatically reinforces the need to question orthodoxy and groupthink, forge our own beliefs, and only then come together with like-minded individuals to effect the change we seek. Know thyself, be thyself. All right, so that's the chapter on We've Got the Numbers. Pretty epic, a little bit intense. Probably 2 words that describe my music and me pretty well. So if that's not your kind of thing, you've probably clicked off halfway through that chapter. So I might read the lyrics from the song as well, just to give you more context as to where that chapter really came from and what I was thinking about when I wrote the song. So, we've got the numbers. We wander aimless and afraid of our shadows, floods, and our graves because we just can't explain it any other way. Now, how can you expect to be saved when you surround yourself with other slaves? The few are only our masters because we let them be. We've got the numbers. Bring them out into the street. We've got the numbers. The giant has awoken from its sleep. Then the spoken word part of the song. For us to enter the bright future where all people are free to become who they truly are, to self-actualize and bloom as the pure creative expression of the universe, you must see through the illusion that you are ruled by any person or any force beyond you. Your true self calls you forward now, because together we've got the numbers. Then a man came and lifted you above his head by the simple words that he said. His hopeful hymn put you under a hypnotic, servile sleep. When this God sang the song you've longed to hear, that he'll absolve you of all of your fear, you started to hear whatever you wanted to believe. We've got the numbers. Bring them out into the street. We've got the numbers. This giant has awoken from its sleep. We've got the numbers. Drop your weapons. Get on your knees. We've got the numbers. Your power ruse has been revealed. 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 So there are the lyrics of We've Got the Numbers. Chapter 7 of Golden Moment, this little book that I put together. So as I'm reading that, it's extremely relevant to what's been happening sort of politically in Australia. It's almost a perfect anthem for right now. So anyway, so that's that. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any thoughts or questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. or send me an email if you're watching this as a replay. I'd be very happy and open to hearing people's, feedback and even pushback on anything that you're hearing, anything that I'm sort of talking about. Because like I said in that chapter, my main focus in life and about learning things is not to be right and not to portray that I'm right, but to get closer to the truth. And the only way to do that is to experience other people's point of view and new information. So there you go. Awesome. All right, cool. So another reason I wanted to share that chapter is it relates to the Golden Moment book and this idea of this session, which is the Golden Moment pathway, which is going beyond the book, going beyond the music, and how do you live in alignment with this idea of golden moment, which I talked a lot about in part 3, which once you finish watching this, I recommend you, if you haven't checked that out, there should be links here above the video where you can watch video 1, 2, 3, something like that. And I highly recommend you watch those because I've read some other chapters, played some other music, and talked about certain aspects of the book. Anyway, so the pathway leads into the book and why I decided to create it and why I decided to create it in the way that I have created it. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about the different options of actually purchasing the book as part of this pre-order, and a few of the special things that I'm including as part of the pre-order that won't be part of buying the book once this launch period is over, this pre-order period, and why it's the best time to sort of jump in, support the book, get a copy, and read it, hopefully love it, and then bring it into your life. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share, the website where you can go and buy it. So if you scroll down on this page, there should be a link to go and pre-order the book. And so if you don't know what the options are so far, there is actually a little video on the page as well that will talk you through it a little bit, but I wanted to take a little bit of time here to do that. So at the moment, there are 5 days left of the pre-order. If you get it today, I'm going to give you an extra high five for being awesome. So option 1 is this Golden Moment digital library. So actually, I'd like to show you some of the virtual book too. So anyway, so what you get as part of the Golden Moment digital library is you get the Golden Moment as an ebook, the full book. So you can either print it out or you can read it on your device. You're also going to get the audio book read by me. So you can just listen to it as you go about your day, as you're washing dishes and going for a walk or whatever, and just allow me to read the book to you. So that's normally $20 for that audiobook. You also get the Golden Moment digital album, which is my album here, Golden Moment. So you'll get a digital copy of that with high resolution, high quality digital files. Also comes with the lyric sheet and a poster thing. And then the fourth thing is the Golden Moment virtual book experience, which in a way brings all of those things together in one place. And let me just, I'm going to open up a new tab here. Just 1 second. So Golden Moment. Oh, hang on. I'm just gonna switch this off as I. Oh, look at that double Mijo. just while I find it. Here we go. All right. Hey, Mio, what are you doing? Other way. Hey, Mio, what are you doing? Here we go. So this is what you'll get access to. This is the virtual book. So if you haven't seen this, I'm really excited about this. This is something I believe I invented. I don't know if I did, but I came up with this idea of putting all of the digital assets together and make it more of an interactive sort of experience that you can go through. So once you purchase the digital library, once you go through the checkout, you'll land basically straight on this page and you can start to experience the book. So the way this works is this is where you download your ebook, download the audiobook, download the album, and then you can start reading the book. So you can either just click on the book here and it takes you straight to the prologue. So in here is the artwork for each chapter. And then there's also the audiobook here. So if you just decide on this day, rather than sitting down here and reading it and taking notes or whatever, you can just hit this button.
By Mijo Biscan.
Is that coming through?
By me, Mijo Biscan.
There we go. So there's the audiobook version of the chapter right there. Then there's the text for the book. And then once you finish that, you just hit next chapter at the bottom and it's just like flipping the page, then takes you to chapter 1. O Raven, the cabin, Iceland. It's got the drawing there, little song lyric extract. Then you have the audiobook. So you can just,
Chapter 1.
let me turn that up a little bit.
Raven. The cabin in Skaulau, Iceland.
There we go. So that's me reading the book for you. And then there's all the sort of chapter text. I've also created an audiobook version of the song lyrics read more like a poem. So
O Raven. O Raven, how do you keep your heavy body in the air?
There we go. So there's that. Then there's also the song. So you can go straight to listening to the song. And then on this one, I've got a couple of extra bits of media. So this is a music video from a previous version of O Raven, an acoustic version. So there's the acoustic version of the song that I recorded in Berlin, actually, and a music video that I made for that. This is a special mock-up of a music video that I made for the new album version of O Raven, that I wanted to send to an animator to as just a bit of a template for a music video. So yeah, so that's that one, and then you go through. Then once you've experienced all of that, you can listen to the song again and just notice how it changes your experience of the song. And then same thing, you've got the numbers. I share some visual art that inspired the song. And then there's more media and stuff here. And a lot of that extra multimedia stuff I haven't shared before publicly. So it's all only within this digital library is what I'm calling it, I think. No, the virtual book. I'm calling this a virtual book. And then whenever you want to get back to the start, you just click up here. Takes you back here, and then if you need to jump to a certain chapter, you just click the chapter title, takes you straight there. So yeah, I'm really pumped about this virtual book. I think it's a great idea myself. Anyway, so that's the virtual book. So the virtual book, has unreleased music, video performances, behind the scenes footage, images, resources, and more. So that's normally, I've called that $50 for that experience. So this package, it's a total value of $90. But as part of the pre-order, you can get all of it for $20. So you get the ebook, the audiobook, the album, the virtual book. For the price of the audiobook, you get all the rest of it. So, and then all you do is click on that. There's no postage required. And I also have, if you're from a different country, if you're in the US, this is the rough like conversion rate. So this is all in Aussie dollars. If you're in the US, it's about 15 US, 12 euros, 10 pounds, something like that. So that's option 1. Talk you through option 2. So option 2 is the Golden Moment book. Let me grab one for you. So here's one. The Golden Moment book. So I only have about 13 of these left in this batch. So I've already sold quite a few of them, which is awesome. And thanks to everyone who has already purchased it and supported the book. Thank you so much. So you'll get this book and I'll sign it for you. I'll personalize it. I'll do that on the back cover. I'll write you a sweet little note. I'll pack it and I'll post it to you anywhere in the world. So the book alone is $25. Then as part of this pre-order, I'm adding a bonus. So when you pre-order, you'll get the book and you'll also get that entire digital library. So you don't have to wait for the book to get to your place. You can start to listen to it or read it as a ebook, or you can work your way through the virtual book and listen to the album. All of that's included. So it's a value of $90. It's included free when you pre-order the book. I think that's cool. You think that's cool? I think it's awesome. So it gives you an incentive to jump on board and support the book now during the pre-order. So that's a value of $115, and then you get it for $25, which is almost like 80% off. It's close to like 80% off the full value. One thing is that the shipping is covered by you. So if you're in Australia, there's a shipping cost of $19.90 anywhere in Australia, and then internationally it's $19.90 Australian. So I've also done a little bit of the conversion here for you if you're international. So this includes the shipping. So the book and the shipping, $33 US, $28, 28 euros, or 24 pounds roughly. You get the book signed, personalized, and the entire digital library. So if that's up your alley, that's probably most likely what many people will go for, because the Golden Moment Deluxe book has now sold out. So I had a limited number of these. This has the gold foil. I won't rub it in, but these has the gold foil, deluxe recycled paper, thick cover, and then also I've been signing those and sending those out. So all of the publicly available ones are now sold out. So I don't need to spend any time there. And then the fourth option is also something that I believe is unique to what I'm doing. I haven't really seen anyone do this. And I feel like I'm in a little bit of a unique position to do this, and I'll explain why. But essentially what this is the Golden Moment Book Club. And so I'll just talk through it. So what's the Golden Moment Book Club? So the Golden Moment Book Club, what I wanted to do is go beyond the book and go beyond the music, because in this book, there's a lot of opportunities for integrating the themes that I talk about into one's life to make life better. And the last 7 or 8 years, I've been running workshops with artists to integrate some of these themes into what they're doing. But really, when it comes down to it, I work with artists to help them with their art. But the only way I can help them with their art is to help them with their life. Because there's actually a quote from a Russian writer, Chekhov, where he said, if you want to work on your art, work on your life. And so to become a better artist, it's important to become a better person, a more capable person, a more confident person, a more grounded person in your purpose for life. So I've done thousands of one-on-one mentoring sessions, and I've learnt a lot about how to integrate these themes into your life to actually have a tangible transformation occur. And so what I wanted to do was not teach all the creative aspects, but teach these deeper themes that are in this book to people who are interested in growing and evolving as a person, becoming a better person, a more capable person, a more confident person. And so the 6 main themes that we're going to talk about is deeper purpose, which I started to talk a little bit about in, we've got the numbers. Connection, self-connection, self-discovery. How do you start to answer this question of who am I? You know, like the know thyself part of that 2-step process, know thyself, be thyself. Then also relationships, self-actualization, which is a huge passion of mine. And then transcendence. How do you take all of the things that are in this stack of things that you can learn and learn to transcend the lower reflexive part of oneself and act more in accordance with your higher self, just a better version of yourself. So I don't want to, confuse you if you're not familiar with terms like higher self, or I don't think about it as a spiritual quest necessarily. I think it's just a personal human evolution approach. That's how I think about it. So anyway, what we're going to do is 6 of those sessions. So we're going to focus one session on each of those main themes, and it's going to be interactive. So it's going to be a Zoom call. It's going to be a very small group. It's only going to be 6 participants. One of those spots has already taken, and a few other people have mentioned they're interested, and me. So it's going to be 6 people and me on a live Zoom call. And then I'll present some of the information to layer context, and then get to explore these different things in a intimate, supportive group scenario. And week by week, actually have very practical things you can do each week that I will set out to start to integrate these things into your life. And the idea is, why I use this symbol of the dragonfly is to engage in your own transformation and metamorphosis into the next level. I know people always use that term. The next level of whoever you are. So I'm really excited about offering this. And the reason I said I feel like I'm in a unique position to do it is because I have been doing that for the last 7 years with people, and it's work I actually love doing. And I've kept these 2 things very separate in my life: the creative mindset coaching, and then my music. But I've come to realize that both of those things exist inside me, and I'm passionate about both. And so this is the first time where I've brought the 2 things together: my music, and then this quest of self-actualization, self-transcendence, and then sharing all the things that I've learnt about it. So anyway, the value of it is $200. The actual value is far more than that. The $200, that's often around about what people pay me for one session. So I'd say the true value of it would be around $1,200, but I'm doing this as a little bit of an experiment to see if people are interested in doing this with me. and I wanted to make it affordable, and I wanted to go through this process with people. So I've made it $200 for that aspect of it. So then there are two really cool bonuses. So the first bonus is the deluxe edition of Golden Moment. So this is with the gold foil. I'll sign it for you. So the only way you can get access to the deluxe edition, I've held 5 of these aside for people who join the book club, because I want you to have the best deluxe version of Golden Moment. So if you want a deluxe version, this is the way to get it. And then you also get enrolled into this awesome community of people who want to grow and evolve and develop and explore these themes with us. Yes, so that's that. So that's a value of $60. So you won't pay postage. I'll cover the postage for you. So if you're in Australia, that's a value of $60. If you're international, that's a value of $70 included, free, when you join the book club. Then the second bonus is the digital library. So the ebook, the audiobook, Golden Moment album, virtual book experience. Once you register for the book club, again, you'll land in the virtual book where you can download all that stuff and you can start reading in preparation for the sessions, because we will be sort of working through the book. And then as far as when the sessions are happening, they're going to be happening in the new year. So I didn't want to start something at the end of the year and then have to take a break. I wanted to start fresh, and I think it's a perfect time to do it at the start of next year, is to go through this. And if you're into personal development, it's going to be an amazing way to start the year, because we're going to be focusing on these really deep, important questions about life. You know, what's my purpose? What am I here to do? The self-discovery, connection, relationships, self-actualization. It's amazing. I get excited thinking about it. So this package, the total value of it is $350. Well, $350. Essentially, you get the Golden Moment Book Club access for $200, and the deluxe edition of the book comes free, and the digital library gets included free as well. So to join the book club, there are also 2 options. One is just a single payment, and that just secures your spot and you're in and you're good to go. And the other option is a payment plan. And I wanted to make this very accessible really for anyone. And so the way to access a spot is to just, you make a $50 deposit now, and then you get access to all the things, and I post you the book and everything, and you're in, and I save you a spot. And then you just make 6 monthly installments of $25. And then that pays off the rest, and you've got 6 months to pay it. So hopefully that feels like a really achievable thing for people. And then if you're looking at it from the US or Europe or Great Britain, that's like the total prices there. 148 if you're in the US, 124 euros, or 106 pounds, roughly. So it might change a little bit with exchange rates and stuff. So anyway, that's the Golden Moment experience. Here are a couple of a little bit of feedback I got from the book. And so so that's why this session is called the Golden Moment Pathway, because I know I've said this a few times, but when I read a book, I used to in the past just read the book and then grab another book and keep reading. And this year, I think it was this year or last year, was the first time where I actually made a commitment, fewer books, but actually implement the stuff that I learned in the book. And it was really life-changing, actually life-changing, because it wasn't just theoretical. It wasn't just cool ideas. I actually integrated and did the things. Like one of the things was going through the Marie Kondo book. It's called The Life-Changing Power of Tidying. And I actually went through and cleaned out these cupboards, and I cleaned out all of this stuff and got rid of a lot of things. And it could have very easily just have been like a nice book to read. And so there's something that I often think about when it comes to information, because people say that knowledge is power, but knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power, because you can know something but still not do it. And so action or knowledge in action, that is powerful. When you actually embody the knowledge and you act it out, that's when your life can actually transform and change. So that's one reason I wanted to offer this for people who do like the book and read it and then go, that's all really cool, but how do I do this stuff? How do I do this stuff in my own life? And yeah, I'm very excited to run these sessions and meet all the cool people who join us in the book club. So they're the options. They're the pathways forward. I hope you will pick up a book, and I'll sign it and send it out to you, or join the Golden Moment Book Club. Be part of that if it's something you're really interested in. Then if there's a part of you that just thinks, that sounds really cool, I'd like to do that. If there's a part of you, a little part of you that thinks that would be great, you might want to listen to that. And if you have any issues or any questions, always feel free to email me. So my email address is down here, mijo.biscan@gmail.com. And I'm happy to chat, clarify anything you need. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. So, I guess the only other things to say is just like when this all ends and everything, just so you know, just so you don't dilly-dally too much. So this pre-order with all the bonuses and everything and me signing the books and sending it out, it ends this coming Friday, the 26th of November. So that's, and as I'm recording this, in about 5 days' time. And then once that ends, I'll close the doors on the book club, and you'll still be able to purchase the book, but I won't be signing them and personalizing them and all of that sort of stuff. That's all just happening now. And you also won't get access to the digital library. So you'll get the book, but you won't get all this other cool stuff. So I hope you will take advantage of the pre-order and take the opportunity to get involved with the Golden Moment, baby. Anything else there? No, I don't think so. I think that's all of that. So, whoa. There we go. Awesome. So, if you do have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'm happy to answer those. Otherwise, let me think, is there anything else apart from, I think, playing you some music? I think that's it. All right. So now I'm going to play you We've Got the Numbers. I'm going to try and play it on the electric guitar, but my amp was playing up before, so 1 second. All right. So now we're going to rock. So I actually haven't warmed up my voice, so I might do a more of a chilled out version of it. But now that you've heard the chapter text, you have a bit more of an idea as to what this song is about. Hopefully this song resonates on a deeper level with you. So here we go. We've got the numbers. Enjoy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we wander, aimless and afraid of our shadows, floods, and our graves, 'cause we just can't explain it. And slaves. If you are only our masters, 'cause we let them be. We've got the numbers, bring them out to the street. We've got the numbers, join us, moving from sleep. Yeah, yeah, man came, lifted you above his head by the simple words that he said. His hope for him put you under hypnotic survival sleep. When they call and sing the song you love to hear, absolve you of all of your fear. You started to hear whatever you wanted to believe. We've got the numbers, so bring them out to the street. We've got the numbers, brightness, moving from the street. We've got the numbers, so drop your weapon and get on your knees. We've got the numbers, the power Boom, boom, shake the room. All right, so there it is. We've got the numbers. So, when you get the digital library, you will get a copy of the album, which has that song on it. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Thanks very much for checking it out, for being here. I've really enjoyed the opportunity through this series. So this is the last video of the series. I've really enjoyed getting the opportunity to share more about the book, the making of the book, the meaning of the book, sharing the content of the book, and the lyrics, and the whole idea, the whole journey that I, as a person, am on, and as an artist, I'm on. And it's a real pleasure. It's a real pleasure and a privilege to get to do that. So I hope you've gotten something out of it. And I hope you will jump in and support the book and be part of this. If for whatever reason you don't or you can't, hey, that's cool too. And thanks for being here and checking this out. And I look forward to hearing from you, hearing that you got the book, and hearing back from you about what you thought about the book. This really is, it's the theme of this thing is that it goes beyond the book. That this is actually a dialogue. A book is normally like a one-way street. You just consume the book. But I really want to hear from people about what they got from the book, and and I really hope it has a positive impact. And I have heard from some people, and it is having that positive impact. And so that's ultimately what I want to do with my music, and the book is a part of that. So anyway, thanks so much for being here, being part of this. Go grab a book. Talk to you soon. Big love. Look forward to seeing you wherever I see you next. And thanks for being here. Peace out. That's it. Big love. Take it easy. Bye.